Let's make an iced Biscoff cookie butter latte. It is super easy. So I like to use my mocha pot for an espresso. So I go ahead and I add water right underneath the valve. Then I go ahead and add my favorite espresso. And I like to do like 2.5 to 3 tablespoons. It just really depends how strong I want my coffee. Usually for ice, I do a little extra strong. Then I go ahead and I put it in my stove. I let the espresso rise and I leave the lid open. Now for the cookie butter, I go ahead and I use the back of my spoon. It's so much easier to apply it that way into my cup. Now we can definitely see that my husband was in this cookie butter because he left the fork mark. Now the cookie butter is not sweet, so I like to sweeten my coffee. I do 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. I added my espresso. Then in my cup, I add my ice, I add my milk, and now this is the star of the show, the cookie butter creamer. And then I go ahead and I add my espresso. The good thing about the creamer is that a little bit goes a long way. Now I'm gonna give it a nice little mix. So I want a cold foam. So I'm gonna do a cream cheese cold foam. So I do 2 tablespoons and a half of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, and a little bit of vanilla. I whip it up to get the perfect consistency. I add it into my latte, and when I tell you, this was literally the perfect combination. I topped it off with Biscoff cookies. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.